Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I have another speed build. I have a lot of speed builds that I need to catch up on because I think I did this build kind of close to when the Sims 4 high school pack when it first came out. I think this is like my third school that I've built since we've had the no, actually the first school I started like way before the werewolf pack even came out, so like that kind of like tells you how far behind I am on some builds. um well, when it comes to like editing them, because I have a hard time like getting myself to sit down and edit, because I don't know, I just find the editing process so boring. So yeah, I just have like a lot of speed builds that I need to actually edit, like sit down and edit and do voiceovers for. But yeah, the first school that I built, I started it way before the pack came out. And to give you a little bit of insight as to the inspiration for that school, it was that I was trying to build a school for occult sims, because I kind of like the idea of having my occult teen sims to go to like a boarding school or something, so that they can like kind of like level up in the little, what is the thing called, it's not a tree, but it's like the little, I don't know, levels for their occult sim type. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of making a school for them. And so I started on that before the werewolf pack came out. And then when they announced that they were making a werewolf pack, I was like, hold on, I need to wait a minute and, see what this pack is about, and maybe incorporate the werewolves into that build as well. Because I was like, I don't know, like I felt like, I had the packs for the magic sims and the vampires. By the way, I don't know any of the names of the packs. I just call them by what they have in them. So yeah, I was like, I need to wait till the werewolf pack comes out to do that build. And so then I waited, and then I got that pack and I started working on that build some more. And then they announced the high school pack was coming out. So I was like, okay, I need to wait again and see what that pack is about. And then I can incorporate some of the stuff that comes with the high school pack into that, this, not this build, but the first school that I build as well. And then when I first got the high school pack, I started on a different school, and I was so excited about having that pack. My expectations were way too high, and I think at the time when that packet came out, I was kind of like, well, I don't know, I can't really remember, but I feel like it was kind of like a during a difficult point in my life. So like I remember like one day when that pack came out, I think it was like right on that exact day or maybe a couple days after, I literally sat down and like I played Sims all day long. Like I played with that pack all day long, like just building and working on a high school. And that was the second school that I worked on. And I don't know, like I felt like I just needed to give myself a day to just play Sims, and I literally spent the whole day working on a school. I'm not sure if I'll make a speed build for that school. I might do it just because I think I still have the footage saved to my computer, and I'm kind of like working on cleaning out my computer. So eventually, like those two other schools will come through. But what I learned from actually playing the game pack and kind of being a little disappointed with high school years is that high schools don't really function the way that, I don't know. I feel like I thought I like when I initially heard this pack was coming out, like I really like thought that it would be a game pack that would be super fun and exciting and add a lot of gameplay to the game. And honestly, I've gotten more gameplay like from my teenagers from mods. There's a bunch of mods out there where you can like have your Sims be homeschooled if they want to, which is like kind of fun and exciting because you could have like a socially awkward teen who kind of like can't stand going to public school or any kind of school and just prefers to be home. There's mods so that even though you can't like go to the school with your Sims, like you can kind of like control what it is that they're doing by like, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but when your Sims go to work or to school, there's like this option to kind of like, I don't know, it gives you a few options, which is to like make friends and or like slack off, so it helps get their fun up, or work hard and that kind of like stresses them out, but it helps them level up really quickly in their job or at school. And there's like I believe there's mods out there that helps you to it kind of like adds on to that aspect, and you kind of get like, I don't know, it has actual impact in your game. And I found that the high school pack on its own, it doesn't really do that. Like yeah, there's like some cool like careers that I kind of like, and like there's some kind of cool afternoon activities that they can do, but I don't know, I don't feel like it adds anything to it, the way that I thought. And so when I wanted to build this school, I wanted to make it a little bit more practical, because when I built the first school, I was like really excited, and I was kind of like, I'm gonna have an art room, a band room, I'm gonna have like a whole bunch of other stuff. And I think this school, it does have it too, but not to the same extent that my first high school did. And another thing I noticed too, well, one thing I wanted to change with this school compared to the second one, um well, yeah, no, yeah, the second school that I built, I wanted to make it like actually functional, because one thing that I've noticed when actually coming to the high school is that the teen sims will kind of like spread out in between classes, and it's kind of annoying because they kind of have like maybe like it's like 20 sims minute to get to class when it's actually time for class. And it's really annoying when they're like on a completely different side of the building, when their class is like down the hall or something like that. So I definitely, my goal for this school was to definitely make it smaller, and that's kind of like was a struggle for me, because I don't know, when it comes to having a lot like this size, because you have to have the, if you're gonna make a school, it has to be on this lot, the specific lot that came with, I think the town is called Copperdale or something, Copperdale, whatever Dale this is. You have to build the school. I mean, you can build schools on other lots, but it's not gonna function the way that you might want it to. Because if you send your school, if you click join, like it gives you a prompt in your game, if you want to join your teen sim to high school, and if you click it, you're not gonna, like, you can build a school on another lot, but it's just not gonna send you to the school that you build on a different lot. It has to be on this lot, and this lot is really really huge, and it felt kind of weird to build something small um, on this huge lot. And I think I honestly could challenge myself to make this school a lot smaller, because I don't know, I just feel like, I don't know, sometimes I kind of want to, like, I like the feel of this school because it's kind of like medium sized compared to the other school that I built, because I feel like I really got carried away with that school. Um, but I feel like with this school is more so like medium sized, and I feel like I could honestly, I don't think it would be a challenge, but like I think I could definitely build a school where it's like literally all that you need for this game to function. Like all you need is like the lockers and two classrooms basically. Like I think in my first, no, in my second school build that I did, it's like I included like a teacher's lounge, and it was huge. I included like a huge upstairs with like maybe six classrooms, and like there was classrooms at the bottom, and then there was like an art room and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is too, like a lot of the sims, the teen sims, when they come here, they kind of like disperse around the school, but they don't do anything. Like they kind of like just mess around in the lockers a little bit, and they go to lunch, or but most of the time they're kind of like, I think it's in the programming for what they're supposed to do, but it's like all they do is like get on their little notebooks, I guess, and they study for their exams, or that's what it looks like. They don't really do anything. There's no way to kind of like, I don't know, like in my mind when I first heard about the high school pact, I kind of had envisioned like having, an art club or something like that. And I think technically you can have something like that, but you have to kind of like go out of your way to do it. It's not really in the game. Like like I don't know, the way that I would do it is you have to have the I think it's the get together pack, where you can have you can create your own clubs and activities, not clubs and activities, but you can create your own club, and then you will have to like manually go through and create an art club. And I think, I don't know, I've never tried this. I think I might be wrong, because I think I have, now that I'm talking about it, I think I have seen from another Sims YouTuber that they tried to do that, and they can't join with your club here on the slot. I'm not sure. I've never tried it for myself. But maybe I will, and I'll let you guys know if you can or not. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like disappointing. Like if I actually try to do it that way, and it turns out that you can't, because it's almost like pointless. That's, I mean, I guess it's kind of like almost like real school, but it's like, I don't know. Like I feel like I kind of like had this vision. Like I don't. I also feel like the Sims team, they kind of like dropped the ball on the like clubs that they added, because I think they only added like football, chess, cheerleading and computers, and I feel like there's so many other clubs that could have been included, and I guess that's why mods come in handy, because I feel like I have so many mods. I can't really go into specifics about like what mods I have, but I do believe I do have a mod where there are extra added after school activities. Um, but yeah, they come in handy because I feel like they could have had like an acting. Well, I think they do have an acting club, but it doesn't come with the high school pack. It comes with the Get Famous pack. Um, and it's not a club that you can actually go to. It's like a rabbit hole club. But I feel like they could have like did so much more. Like I'm an artistic person and I love art, and I kind of feel like I was like not let down, but I feel like I was kind of like ignored or unseen in a way because they didn't include that. And I don't know, I feel like it's kind of dumb that you can't like, um, join, make a group and have your group, uh, like have their meetings here at school, because it's like that's what people do at school. Like it's like I don't know, it's like you have your Sims come here for school and then nothing else. Like you don't there's no like point in staying here when school is over. I found myself sometimes that like I don't even send my team Sims to school anymore. I'm currently working on a Runaway Teen Let's Play, kind of sort. I haven't did another episode on it in a while, but I have been working on it, and that's honestly the only reason why I bring my teen Sims to school. Other than that, like when I'm just playing on my own, I don't think I'm going to send my teen Sims to school too much more. And I think I will do another high school build, and it's just gonna be like literally what you need, like the basics of what you need, like the two classrooms. It's gonna be super small. I might include a gym maybe, because I have noticed that the Sims they do, I don't know, they don't really go towards like the art class that I built, or the I guess you could say it's like a shop class that I built. They don't really around with that, but they will go into the gym and like dribble the ball, or they'll like get on the workout equipment. I don't know why they're more so programmed to do those things and not the other things that I included, but I don't know, I might include a gym. Um, like I said, with like the first, um, not the first high school, but like the second one. I'm getting all mixed up because I don't know why I didn't do it in order. I probably should have, but I kind of wanted to do this since I already started. You can probably hear my super loud computer. It's like it's fighting to stay alive. But yeah, like I think I wanted to do this high school because it is a high school that I'm using for my Runaway Teen Sim. It's not a challenge, but it's like a let's play that I'm doing, and this is the high school that she is living in. And I feel like what I wanted to try to accomplish was make this like a basic high school. I think when I first started building this, I initially tried to build the high school that I went to. And it's kind of, I feel like I will do that with the next high school that I built, where I'm just doing like the simple version of it, because my high school, when I went there, it was like literally like a lot of the other counties kind of made fun of my high school because we were known as the high school with only one hallway, because literally our high school, it was just like it was single story, and it literally just had one hallway, and then the classrooms were on either side of the hallway, and it was really small. um like if you went in the hallway, it just looked crazy. It looked like a little river of people. But yeah, we kind of like, we weren't made fun of it, but it was kind of like the joke in the surrounding counties that our school, well, my school was a school with one hallway. So initially, that is kind of like the inspiration I was taking when I first started this build. And then I was fighting against myself because I was like, I don't really need to add an upper story. I don't need to include like an art class or anything like that because the Sims don't mess with it. But I don't know, I felt like I needed to have it because I felt like it would be, I don't know, for one, I felt like the school looked better like that. And then two, I was like, I could always just bring my Sims here on their own time, even though I've never done that so far. I was like, I just can bring my Sims here on their own time, and like they can just come here and work on their skills. Maybe that's part of their storyline or something. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to include that, but I kind of wanted this high school to kind of look like it's been here for a while. It's a really old school. A lot of the schools where I live at, well, not a lot, because recently they have been upgrading them. Like I just said, my school was a one hallway school, and recently, not recently, I would say about like 7 years because I graduated about like, yeah, I graduated in 2014, so I don't want to do the math, but yeah, it's been almost 10 years, not quite, since I graduated. And I think like a couple years after I graduated, they did a renovation on the high school, and instead of like building a brand new high school, they just added on another level, not another level, another wing, I guess you would say, to it. So it's a little bit bigger now. It's a little bit more updated, but that's the old part of the building is still there, still has like that old, I guess, touch to it. And that's kind of like what I wanted the school to look like. Like they like I don't know, I kind of see Copperdale as like a old town, a old small town where like everyone kind of like knows everybody. It's a really small town. Everything in that town is old. But recently they've been trying to like update and like catch up to bigger cities or more modern cities. um I don't know, that's kind of like the idea I have in my head for Copperdale. It kind of reminds me a lot of my own town because recently they have been doing a lot of that, which is, kind of like updating it and making it more appealing, I guess, to get more people to come to it. I don't know why anyone would want to come to my town because there's really nothing there. So I guess that's why they've been trying to build it up a little bit. Um, Another school in like a different county as mine, but it's pretty close by. They actually like went ahead and built a completely new school. I don't really. I mean, I think that school might have been older than mine. I'm not really sure. I don't know why they completely went and built like a completely new school. But I don't know. I don't go to that school, so I don't really know exactly why. But yeah, that was kind of like my inspiration for this school, was to kind of make it seem like, it's been here for a while, it's old, and everything else was kind of like added on to it, like the upstairs and the gymnasium. Those are things that were added onto the school, and like the main part where the classrooms are and the library is, those are like the older parts of the school, like they've been here. I honestly don't know how realistic it is to add an upper floor. Like, is that even a possibility? I feel like that would take a really long time, or that would be a really hard project. But yeah, I feel like this is kind of like the latest version of this high school. Um, like with the brick buildings and stuff, like I feel like that's more of like a old style traditional thing. And like I also have, I don't know what you would call it, like it's a brick, or I don't know, it's this other kind of wallpaper that I use, and that's kind of like the added on version of the school. Like where I live at, it's a lot of old schools, and they've been converted to other stuff. Like they, I don't know, they've made like new uses out of it. I also didn't include all the footage to the, that I collected while I was making this build, because it would just make this video way too long. And I didn't want to do so. So like we'll probably meet at the end and you can like see the whole finished thing. I actually think what I did cut out, I think, was that like a lot of this looked a lot different from what it is. I probably should have included some of the footage from when I started the build, because at first I did have the gym connected to the school. At first I was gonna like scrape the whole gym thing anyway, because it was just like, I don't know, I was gonna make like a whole like like, what is it, not auditorium, but like, is it, I don't know. I was like gonna have like benches and all that kind of stuff, but I was like, no, this is like pointless because the Sims not even gonna like do what I want them to do. It's just gonna be like for the aesthetic, and I kind of like chose functionality over aesthetic towards the end of this build, and I think it worked out. I think it looks kind of cool. I don't think, like, I haven't had any issues with like Sims having a really hard time getting to where they need to go. Because I don't know, that was like my main thing, was making sure that it wasn't too big where like the Sims were like all over the place and they were just running late for their class all the time, because um they were completely like on the other end of the school and their class was like downstairs or anything like that. So I feel like this is the perfect size. um I think I also wanted to make sure that I had a huge cafeteria, because that's where the Sims tend to go to the most when there isn't class. They kind of like hoard, even the teachers, they all kind of like hoard into the cafeteria a little bit. And yeah, so I don't know. I feel like my favorite room was the library because I don't know. In high school, like that was my favorite place to be, and I kind of wanted to make it like a super cozy place, even though the Sims don't really use that space the way that I would like them to. Having a cafeteria, it was like non-negotiable. Like I needed to have a. Did I say cafeteria? I needed to have a library in this build. In the art room, also non-negotiable. Like I feel like schools are cutting out art programs as it is. Like I'm not cutting out art or band or any type of creativity in my schools, even though I think in I don't know, I think now that I'm thinking about it, I am kind of like envisioning ways I can include art and stuff, the arts and stuff into a more into a different build that I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna do a speed build for that build because, like I said, I'm not gonna focus on making it look good. I think I just want to make a build that just functions, and I tend to like put a lot of stuff in my builds, and I know with other people who might not have a gaming computer or a gaming laptop like I have, that it might make your computer run slow. And I feel like this pack is definitely a game. Like even without mods or anything like that, like whenever my Sims comes to the high school, it is just really annoying and it lags a lot. And it almost feels like it's gonna crash. So yeah, like I do think I'm gonna make another build, another high school where it's just solely for function. So I'm not gonna like focus on making it look too good. I mean, it's gonna look good because I'm not gonna make something ugly. But if you want access to any of the builds that I do, they will be posted on the gallery. I don't think I'm pretty sure I didn't use any mods for this build, so you shouldn't have any issues with finding it. Um, I have read comments where people say they can't find me on the gallery, and the gallery can be kind of tricky. Like you have to make sure that when you put in a person's gallery ID, that at the top on the search bar it has like a little, it's like a down arrow thing, and like you have to make sure that you have it selected to a gamer ID or something like that to make sure that you can like find me specifically. I don't think I've uploaded this to the gallery yet. I haven't even been on the gallery in a lot. Like lately, I think I've been kind of like avoiding it. I haven't updated my game in a while because I've been scared of it crashing and breaking my mods. So I've been playing offline, so it wouldn't update. And so yeah, I haven't checked on the gallery in a minute. So I'm probably gonna go hit it and check. Before I upload this video to make sure that it is on the gallery. So if you do want access to it, you can have access to it. I think I'm gonna end this here. The video is still gonna be going, so you can continue to watch it, but I will meet you at the end because I do want to like walk through this build with you guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna let the music play for the rest of the speed build, and then I'll meet you at the end. Actually, I did have one more thing that I did want to talk to you guys about, and that was I kind of did want to like share my high school experience with you guys. I don't know, I felt like that would be kind of fun to share, and I know that like I tend to be like all over the place with my speed builds, and especially with like my commentary. I don't know, like I'm like at this point where I'm kind of like over like trying to fix myself or try to like better myself, and I'm kind of like at this point where I'm just trying to like accept where I am and who I am, as long as it's not like hurting in me or anybody else. Like I'm just gonna be like, this is how I am. I'm kind of like unorganized and I wouldn't say unpredictable, but it's like I don't really care about being organized. I don't really care about like knowing about what other people do. Like I've heard like other people write scripts for their speed builds, and I don't feel like doing that. I kind of want to just like do it and get this video out and post it so you guys can see it and I can like share something that I'm pretty proud of and happy that I'm built. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about my high school experience. I feel like there really isn't much to share or speak on because I don't know, I was kind of like, I don't know, like I'm not diagnosed with anything, but I was someone who like I'm someone who likes my own time. Like I love being alone. I'm definitely someone who I just like staying in. I like my own, like being in my own space. I don't really like going out. Feel like it's really hard to explain to people how like especially people who don't understand it, that like when like for example, like when I have to go to work, like while I'm at home, like thinking about having to go to work, I'm just like, oh man, I can't wait till I get home. And then when I actually do leave and I'm at work, and it's like, oh man, I can't wait to get back home. And then while I'm at home, like I have so much peace, and I'm so happy to be home, and I don't want to leave my house. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm someone who gets really drained a lot from other people, being around other people and being in social environments. I just like being home, and I feel like a lot of the time in high school, like I was considered um, shy, or like I don't know. I feel like people kind of like consider me like the shy, kind of weird girl. And I honestly hate that statement because I don't think I was shy. I'm just someone who doesn't really see a whole lot of. I don't see the point in having a whole lot of social interactions, especially like when it comes to small talk. Like, I actually hate it. Like, if we're not gonna talk about anything important, then what's the point of talking at all? Like, I feel like people are just like, a lot of people are just like talking to talk, and I don't know, I just feel like I don't mind silence. I don't like, I feel like honestly, like if I was put in solitary confinement, and I know this might be controversial to say, but like I don't know. I feel like honestly I would be okay. Like I would be alright being in solitary confinement. I would see it as like a little break, as almost like a little treat, like a little getaway to be in solitary confinement. Like I would come out okay. Like I can occupy myself. Like I can, if I get bored, I can like, I don't know, keep myself entertained. I don't know, like I can make myself feel okay with being alone. Like I can entertain myself. I'll be fine. And that's how I was in high school. I didn't really try in high school. I like would procrastinate a lot, but I would still also get really good grades. Somehow I ended up in the beta club. So I was also kind of known as being smart, and I don't really think I was smart per se. I was just like, I don't know, like it's just simple. You just do the work that the teacher tells you to do, and then you get good grades for it. And I would like procrastinate all the time, and I still procrastinate to this day. Like literally this morning, I was like, I thought my son was gonna be late for school because he has these homework assignments that he has to do throughout the week, and we literally did it this morning when it was due. Like I got him ready for school, and I was like, we got to do your schoolwork, and you might be late for the bus, so I'll just take you. But it ended up that the bus was late, so everything's fine. And that's the thing with like procrastination. Like I didn't stop doing it because, everything would just work out. And so yeah, that's kind of a bit into my high school experience. I feel like there's more that I could talk about. Like, I ended up getting pregnant with my son in my senior year of high school, but like I said, I have two other high schools that I can do speed builds on, so I can go more in depth about my high school experience in those videos. So yeah, that was just like a little taste of it. It's not a whole lot more that I can go into. Um, I don't know. So I guess if you are watching this, I don't know if a whole lot of people are going to watch this, but yeah, leave me some questions down below about what you want to know about my high school experience, or tell me something about yours. But yeah, I'm gonna meet you at the end again this time, and we're gonna take a walk through this high school. So we are here at the high school. It's actually nighttime, but I will include pictures of the high school when it's daytime. Um, and I thought this was really cute to have like this little walkway, because I can kind of see in like this town, Copperdale, that like students can either drive or they can walk to school, because I feel like where I live, things are pretty close. Not unless you live in like what we call the boondocks, which is like a lot of the back roads, then you would have to ride the bus or drive. But for some people, I know like they can like just walk to school really easily. And then I had like the student parking here, which I don't know if all high schools have that. But my school, we did have the student parking, and then we had like separate parking for teachers. And then in the back we have the gym, and yeah, and there's nothing much to the gym. It's just like a gym with a basketball thing. What is it? The basketball hoop. And then here, I feel like this is more so like event parking, where parents can come to park. Also, when they have the cheerleading, what is it? Cheerleading thing and the football thing out here in this field, I kind of like see people like parking back here to go to this event, even though usually you have to like come to this lot in order to go to this event, or when you click to go into this event, they spawn in this lot, and it's really annoying because they start here at the front of the lot and they have to walk all the way back instead of like spawning back here and then walking there, which would I think would be a lot better. And then here we have like the bus load on area, which I use like a lot of debug items, and I thought having this bus here was really cute. I just realized too that like when I first started this build, I thought it would be a good idea to kind of like make it how my high school is, but what I actually ended up doing was making it's kind of like a cross between my high school and the elementary school where I went to. But yeah, and then we have like this little area too where I guess you can like have your students wait for if they're like having a, well, they can't do this in the Sims, but like in real life, like this is where you would sit if you're waiting for your pickup or your ride, because they would have to like, I know like at the school that I used to, the elementary school, like they have a line and you have to wait until the car comes up to the front of the line, or if it's close, they'll let you, walk across to get to the car. But yeah, walking in here, I thought it would be a really good idea because I know now in most schools you can't just like walk into the school part. You have to, like, you have to first, like, I know in the school that my son goes to, you actually can't walk into the front door either. You have to be, I guess, buzzed in. You have to hit the little doorbell, and the little clerk lady, she has to unlock the door for you to come into the first part of this part of the school, and then you have to go into the office first. You can't go into the main part of the school because they don't allow it. They lock the doors, and then you have to wait in the office for, like, if I, for example, I'm waiting for my son to, if I'm picking him up, I have to wait. And I kind of like these pictures because I kind of like, in my head, even though it doesn't look like the school, in my head, it's like, this is like the original, like, building, or like this is some type of original building that was in the town. And I feel like in a school like this, in a small town like this, they would have a lot of that. Also, I don't know if you can see this stuff really well because I'm probably like all over the place. Um, and yeah, I wanted to have like a lot of windows in the office because it's like that's how they see what the students are doing um, in the hallways and stuff. And I have a bunch of these, I think, like placed all over the place because I felt like that was super realistic because especially in today's time, and schools are really gross. You want to have hand sanitizer every single way. And yeah, I'm trying to find this picture because I was trying. I don't know. I think it's in here, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of like envision this being like I said, like this is a very old school, but they kind of had like it built upon like throughout the years. And in my head, this is like the first ever principal of the school, or she was like the first woman principal, or the first woman of color to be principal at the school. And yeah, this, instead of like including like a huge teachers lounge like I did with the second school that I did, I was like, it's kind of pointless, so I just kind of put like this little coffee pot and also a couple of chairs in the principal's office. So I don't know, like this is the principal's room, but this is also like the student lounge. I was like, there's no point in having a completely separate room because I don't even like come in here to talk to the principal either. Maybe it's just me. I'm not playing with the game pack right. But yeah, I also wanted to include this mural, which is something like I felt was really cute because my high school had like a mural. It wasn't like this. It was like the school's mascot, but I don't know. I feel like in high schools they have a lot of stuff like this now, and it's basically to incorporate like diversity and like community and stuff like that. And I thought that was just a really good thing to have in here. What are in these rooms? Oh, so I think we'll go in the library first because I like the library and I can definitely see myself like coming in here and spending a lot of time in here. I love that there's a bunch of books. Like we have these bookcases. I don't know what will be in here. I don't know where these posters came from, but I don't think they came with the high school pack. But I was really happy to find these posters because I feel like that's something super realistic. Like you would have a lot of posters like that. There's another one. I think I put it in here, but they also have. I think it was from maybe. I'm not sure what that pack was from, but yeah, you will see like a lot of posters like this about like saving the planet and and stuff like that. And I feel like this little area is kind of like where Sims can, like, I don't know, I feel like this is where I would come to have lunch because it's a little less like crowded, and I feel like I would come to have lunch here because I don't want to eat in the cafeteria where every person in the school eats at. It would just be too crowded for me, so I could see myself like coming out here and having lunch here. But this is also a space where you could come to if you're waiting for your bus to be called or you're waiting for your pickup to come. You can just chill out there. I think the cafeteria is also like one of my other favorite areas of this entire build because I don't know, I just like the way it looks, and I also like that if you don't like what they're serving here, because I don't know, I feel like some of the stuff is weird, like the hot dog tortilla thing. Like I don't even think know if that's a real thing or not, but it just sounds weird to me. So like I don't know, maybe your sim might decide to have noodles or cook something in the microwave. I don't know. I feel like that's a better alternative to having the school's lunch. I know like a lot of people don't eat the school lunch. Like some people think it's gross. My high school had microwaves, so I wanted to include that. And then we just have like the bathrooms. I felt like it was super realistic to have these messy ones because in my high school, it was like that where people just wrote stuff all over the stalls, and yeah, some stuff was rude and some stuff was kind of disrespectful and mean. But then I really also like this little area too. Like I don't know what they would do out here. They would probably just like chill or like have lunch. Like I feel like this is where the cooler people would come out to have lunch at instead of like eating inside with like the common people. I also really like the statue because it kind of gives like, I feel like Copperdale, I think they said in the description that it's like this old mining town, and like I said, like this school is like a mixture of mostly old but a little bit of new, and I feel like they would definitely have this, like I could definitely see this being like the founder of the town, and they have to have something to uh you know, like show like of him. And then we have like this little cheer thing, so like I said, like this is where like the cool people come out, and you might like have like the spirit people coming out here to do cheers or whatever. And then we have one of our first classrooms, and then we have some computers in the classrooms, and I feel like that's realistic. In my mind, I think this is more like an English classroom, even though when your Sims come to high school, they go to the same classroom for every single class. They have different classes every day. Like the on Monday they might have English and math. The next day they might have art in some other class, but it's all in the same classroom. But in my mind, this is like an English classroom, and they have like two little bean bags because this is like the reading area. To where when I was in high school, there would be days where we would read together as a class. There would be other days where we would work on essays, and then there would be days throughout the week where it would just be like a free period, and it was mostly focused on reading or doing other work. And then in this classroom, I feel like it's mostly like science because this is another one of those cool posters that I feel like I don't think it was from the high school pack. I don't know what pack it was from. I know this one of the periodic table that did come from the high school pack. And then we have the skeleton, which is like, oh yeah, I think this is like a science or like math class. Desiree here, who I came to this high school with, this is her classroom right here. And I also incorporated a lot of these like college signs because I feel like in high school they kind of like have this tendency to shove college down our throats. So they have like a lot of college propaganda in the high schools, and I feel like I needed to incorporate that into this one because that would be super realistic. And then we have the weight room. My weight room in my high school, it wasn't in the school, it was in a completely different building that was like on the side of the football field. And I felt like it was realistic to have this because I don't know, like I feel like in a lot of high schools they tend to prioritize like sports and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just felt like it's realistic to have one in the school. I think I got this punching bag and this weight bench from the werewolf pack, and I kind of like that it's like beaten up because like I don't think the school has a whole lot of funding. I feel like a lot of their funding went to adding on to the school, and so they kind of like had to, I don't know, scrape like kind of like, I don't know, improvise a little bit. And so like some stuff they got brand new, like these treadmills look pretty new, and then like other stuff they kind of like had to buy secondhand, or they were like donations made. And then we have this like little room for, I guess it was like the changing room. And I like this because I think in the first build that I did do like separate, a separate locker room for the boys and girls. Like you'll see it when I do it, but this locker room, it kind of reminds me of the locker room that I had in school. Um, but I like it because my sim here, who I'm doing this let's play for, she's been using these. It's been really useful to her because right now she doesn't have a home. She doesn't have, a shower or anything like that. So, and I like to use a little bit of realism too in my games when I'm doing, especially when I'm doing rags to riches. Like I don't like to send my sims off to the gym, because I feel like it's not realistic to have your sim just shower at a gym. I feel like, that's only um, accessible to people who have an actual gym membership. Like I don't think they let random people into the gym to take showers. But this is a little bit more realistic to me because Desiree can just like come to school a little bit early, or she can stay late and just use these bathrooms, use the bathroom and use the shower to get herself clean. And then we have upstairs. I forgot we even included this, which is like, I don't know. I guess if you have your Sims in debate, then I get like, even though they don't have a debate club, which I feel like is something that they could have included. I wish they had included even like an honor club. Like I said, in my high school, little bit of my high school experience preview kind of thing, I did say that I was in a beta club, and I feel like that's something that they could have included in the high school pack, is like having like a honor club or something like that. And yeah, it could be like in the debate club or something. That's what it reminds me of. Then we have more lockers. They don't even use these lockers up here because, yeah, and I'm glad that they don't, because that would be really annoying for them to have to come up here to their locker and then go all the way downstairs. Which is, yeah. And then we have, I know I'm all over the place, but we have a little bit of a band room, which is really cool. I wish we had more instruments than we did. I was playing The Sims 3 recently, and I forgot how many instruments they have. Like, they have a bass in The Sims 3. They had drums, I think, in The Sims 3. They have the guitar, piano, all of that. Like, The Sims 3 is so cool. I feel like I wish they would like include some more instruments. And then we have like the shop class. We have a whole lot of like warning stuff, like be careful because you could get your hand cut off. I think it's really, yeah. We have like this little hazmat suit thing, like wear your PPE. If your sim is interested in engineering, I feel like these rooms right here are like perfect for, your sims preparing for a specific career, or if they're like doing, preparations for college. I feel like that's the only reason why I would use these rooms. I wouldn't use them for, while they're at school, because they don't have time to come up here and do anything. So like everything will have to be after school. The only thing that sucks is that I don't think you can make a group and have your Sims um, do their group activities. I think I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna see if there's a mod that can maybe override that and then try to do it. And then we have like this room, which I think is another one of my favorites, and I think I would spend a whole lot of time in here. I really love this art room. It's so pretty. We have some crafts up here, some paintings. We have the pride flag up here. Yeah, it's really cool. And yeah, the school isn't that big. I think I could definitely go a lot smaller. Like I think I could build something which is like around this area size, and it would still function enough. I don't think I took you to the gym, but yeah, it's just a gym, a regular gym. I didn't include like any bleachers, but we have some chairs here, for the teammates, I guess. I think it would also be really cool. Like they have football, but I wish they also had like a basketball team or some way to like do that as a group activity. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end this here. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed me rambling all over the place. But I appreciate you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video.